I see the light across the bay. I see the light not far away. And I hear music all around. I'm getting close to Westport town.
Fáilte over Cóide, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the Irish at Home and Abroad. Now, don't forget later on the programme, we'll be crossing over to Manchester to join Martin Logan, who has some more great stories featuring the Irish community in the UK. But this week we have a very special show for you because, as you know, Westport is celebrating its 250th anniversary, which is almost coming to a close. So to coincide with that, we decided to do a special look at the town of Westport over the years in the company of the local GP, Dr. Ollie Whyte. So this is Ollie Whyte's Westport. So Fáilte, you're very welcome indeed, Ollie.
Thank you very much, Henry.
Yeah. You're not a native of Westport.
No, I'm from Ballinasloe.
Yeah, and you came here?
In 1972, 8th December 1972,
Yeah.
a church holiday. That's how I remember it.
And you've been here ever since?
I've been here ever since.
Yeah,
I'm
so
loving
you almost...
loving every minute of it.
Yeah, almost 50 years of GP now here.
If I get to 2019, I'll be 50 years a GP. A doctor.
Yeah.
3 years training beforehand.
Yeah. And how did you get started in this passion of photography and filming?
Well, I've had an interest in photography virtually all my life. We had a little Kodak box camera way back when you had to put your head under the sheet and change the film and all that kind of stuff. And then we got better cameras later on in life, in my teens and 20s and that. And then I kind of dropped it for a while because it was a bit difficult. You had to pay £7 for a roll of film. You had to pay 15 to get it developed. You had to wait 2 or 3 weeks for it. And half them wouldn't be right. So you'd be dumping half what you got. And but then the digital came. And became a lot easier. You just go out and take as many as you want. You could take hundreds and pick out 1 or 2 nice ones. And there was no extra cost.
So you progressed from the still photography onto filming. And you've something like, what is it, 5,000?
The last count I have 5,300 videos.
And why do you do it? Why do you want to do it?
Because I met, when they opened the Greenway here first, I was talking to some of the guys involved in it. And I just said, has anybody here ever met anybody who saw the last train coming out of Westport? And one of them said to me, I knew such and such a one, but he died 6 or 8 months ago and he's gone, you know. So a fella from Kilmina, John Feehan, came in one day and he lives beside the railway line. I said, did you see the last train going to Achill? He said, I did. So I said, can you describe it to me? So he went home and he thought about it and he wrote it down and he came in and he told me all about it verbally. He had to refresh his mind, you know. And I got 5 more people after that had seen it. So I started talking to old people then, because I know a lot of them in my job, you know, a lot of people, you know. So I kind of expanded out then into events and weather and anything that moves, you know. They're afraid, well, they got used to me, but initially people are afraid to meet me up down in case I'd ask them so. But they're okay now, they're all right.
Well, we'll take a look at, you mentioned the old railway line. So we'll take a look at this clip where you're interviewing people about the old Achill railway line.
Okay. You remember the train to Achill, John, you do?
Indeed I do. My father used to take us up to the top of the hill milking the cows on a summer evening, and we'd see the train actually coming this side of Mulranny, right along the Tirnair area there, and then it would make its appearance closer to us this side of the parochial house in Kilmina, and it would be making its way towards the Buckfield crossing there. You could hear, you know, it blowing the whistle to alert the gatehouse keeper. Of course, she would have the gates closed against the traffic and open for the train. But anyway, it would blow the whistle there and it was clearly heard and you could see the smoke and steam belching out of the train.
Do you remember the last train?
And I remember the last train. That was a sad occasion. Now, there was an awful lot of sympathy for the people of Achill that time. And there was people out at every junction along the way. And the whole country was in sympathy with the people of Achill. But I remember that, and it was a day when there was no banter or any lively chat at all. Everyone was very sad that day. And I remember it quite clearly. My father brought me out to see that train as it passed down.
So you're one of the few people around the place now that has
I
seen the last
yes,
train and
I probably
the whole
have.
thing. Yeah.
If it was a privilege really to have known about that train and
Oh, absolutely.
the marvellous work that the people that made the track did.
Yeah.
Well, what a great piece of, I suppose, Doctor, that was a piece of history there, wasn't it? The old Ackle line. And it's important to preserve those type of interviews.
Well, that's what it's turned out to now. There's a huge archive there. Like, I've spoken to hundreds of people at this stage. Taoiseachs, 3 Taoiseachs, authors, ordinary farmers, priests, bishops, everybody. Anybody will talk to me.
And that was your actual first clip, wasn't it?
That was my first one, yeah.
How do you feel about it now?
I'm very happy about it because it's starting something big, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully I get another couple of years to, maybe if I get to 10,000 I might stop.
But you go on to something else then, the next
There'll
phase.
be something else there.
Now, the next piece we're going to see is, of course, everybody talks about the weather here in the west of Ireland. We get beautiful weather, we get bad weather. But this next clip now is an exceptional weather piece that you filmed.
This is a storm scene in Runa Pier. About 5 or 6 years ago we had 2 very bad winters for storms, and it destroyed the beaches in Achill and in Runa and Mulranny and all these places. So I went out to see Carramore beach actually, and then I thought I'd go to Runa. It was a quiet day, the weather was good. And when I got out to Runa, a storm was brewing up, and within half an hour the place was in turmoil. It was boiling over, as you can see from the video. It's fantastic. And
Was it dangerous trying to film it?
Well, you kind of have to be watching your back and your front and every side of the thing. I know I wouldn't go right up close to them, but the funny thing, there was a seal up on shore hiding under a wall, as though he knew this storm was coming. And like there was 40 or 50 people there, and they were all petting him and all that. But he seemed to feel the storm was coming. But it was some storm. It rolled over the big wall and up on top of the shed and the whole lot, you know. So it was really fantastic.
Yeah. You seem to have filmed the perfect storm.
The perfect storm.
Okay, let's take a look at it. That was some storm. You captured great pictures of that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Westport is a huge tourism destination. People from all over the world. There's fabulous bars, restaurants, hotels, and you've captured some of that as well. One particular pub you went to one evening.
Well, Westport is packed with entertainers. Traditional, rock, classical, you name it. And then all the people come. Where's Matt Malloy's? Where's Matt Malloy's? Well, one evening, you know the Malloy brothers, not Matt Malloy, no, the Malloys from Mulranny were, I think, the longest surviving group of entertainers in the country at this stage, you know. But I went in anyway, and Tommy was in there, and the boys, and there's about 20, 30 people there. On Friday evening, they have an evening session. So I said to, I recorded a bit of it, and they went out for a break. And when they came back, I said to Tommy, I said, I'm going to try, I've never done this before. I said, I'm going to try and stream this off my phone out to the general community. And I said, you'll have to do an introduction. So he picked up his pint like this, and he put it up on his head, and he dropped half it back. He said, that's a starting. So anyway, I next door to the B&B there, and there's a group of Liverpool ladies who come over every year. Every year they come over for like 10 or 12 years, and they stay here next door, Sadie and John Morden. So I looked to Tommy, I said, would you ever sing Liverpool Lou for these three women? And Tommy obliged anyway. That was my first, what would you call it, live stream out to the world.
Around the world.
Around the world,
yeah. Do you get great satisfaction out of something like that?
Well, when people are happy, I'm happy. When I'm doing this, this is a hobby I have. And the more I get, the better I get. You know, I mean, the better I feel about it. You know. So.
Well, let's see the Malloys here in full action here with Liverpool in Hoban's Pub in Westport.
And the Octagon, yeah.
Now, this time, ladies and gentlemen, there's a special request for the people here from Liverpool. From Liverpool. When I go out walking, I hear people talking. School children playing. I know what they're saying. They say that you leave me, that you will deceive me. One morning you leave me, all packed up and gone. Oh, Liverpool, lost me Liverpool. Why don't you behave just like the Largars do? Why does my poor heart keep following you? Stay home and love me, my Liverpool.
That was the Malloy brothers and Liverpool, great characters. I'd say that was some evening in the pub.
There's always chaos where the Malloys are. Lovely chaos. There's such thing as lovely chaos.
Yeah.
The Malloys are at.
Okay, it's time for us to take a commercial break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, so don't go away. Fulcher, you're very welcome back to part 2 of the programme. Ollie, Westport had some great characters, well, and you've captured a lot of them, but there's one particular lady there's a great story about.
Oh, yeah. There was a lady called Peggy Braun. She used to own the Keys pub, and then she opened up a small little grocery shop, sweet shop, down in the Quay. And she lived to be a big age. She was in her 90s there, in the early 90s. But I called up to her one night, called in to talk to her. And in the course of the conversation, like, I was running out of things to say to her. And I said to her, Peggy, you never got married, you know? And there was a silence. And she said, no. And I said, is there a story? And I think the story will come out in this, but I think it's fantastic, myself. Just so poignant, sad thing that happened.
Yeah.
So,
And are a lot of those characters disappearing now from Westport, do you think?
well, the funny thing is I have interviewed maybe 30 or 40 people over 80, or more, a lot of people over 80. And I'm looking around for people now. So I've lowered the age group down to 70. Now I have to have to shift down a gear. I've got a lot of the older people, you know. So,
Lovely. Well, let's take a look at this.
take a look at this, yeah. You never got married?
No,
Why? Too cute.
there might be a bit of history to that.
You're not going to tell us. You might tell us. Did you have a man?
There was one and one only.
One and one only. And what happened? You don't want to talk about that. Did he die? No?
He certainly did.
Did he? You going to tell us?
I had a heart condition. I was advised never to marry.
Uh-huh.
I said, yeah. Dr. McGlade said, you can please yourself now whether you marry or not, but I wouldn't advise you to.
And did you tell him? The man?
I told the man. And the man left and went to England. And he was dead himself in a couple of months with a heart attack.
He got a heart attack.
Just he got the heart attack.
He did. Was it a broken heart, do you think?
I'd rather it didn't happen.
That he died, is it? Oh, naturally, yeah. And did you hear it straight away after he died, or did you hear it later?
Later it was a question of my own that told me.
Yeah.
Life is strange.
Life is strange.
What a great character, and there's still a few of them around, and you've them all captured for prosperity. The next one now is very special. We're coming close to Christmas, and just outside your beautiful house here along the Mall is the Carabeg River. And an unusual event happened.
There was a fierce frost. Actually, it was minus 18 degrees in the car. There were 7 or 8 years ago. We had 2 harsh winters again, I think, that time. But I remember looking at the thermometer and the car. It was minus 18 degrees on Christmas Eve. And we were inside the house here, dinner over, and somebody came in and said, geez, the river is frozen over, there's people walking it. And my video camera was on the hallway, actually. And I went out and videoed the people on it, and I gave it to my grandchild, I think. And I said to him, get me. He said, this is not going to happen for a long time again. So I went on it myself. So I'm the man in the long black coat.
Yes, it was very unusual, and to see that on the Mall and the Christmas lights and lovely festive feel about it, wasn't there?
Postcard.
Picture postcard.
Christmas
yeah.
card,
And that's what Westport is as well. But that's a very unique one, and it goes to show that it's the point then you make for the archives. You know, you might see that again in 20 years, and to be able
the last time
to
it
show
happened was
people
in
that.
1962.
So that just shows
According
how
to
important
my friend
it is.
Tommy Higgins told me that. It was 1962. They played football on the Mall River for 6 weeks. It lasted 6 weeks that time.
Wow.
Actually, I remember that frost myself.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right, let's bring it back down memory lane and skating on the Carabeg River.
And I didn't fall.
I didn't fall. Lovely. That scene would make you want to come to Westport for Christmas, wouldn't it?
Well, provided we don't get all the burst pipes we got the last time.
Yeah, to go with it. Yeah. Now, our next one is contrast to that, which, as you know, Westport surrounding areas, I'm not surprised you came to live here in this part of the world. The scenery is absolutely spectacular, the beaches, everything. And this sunset you got on Birchall Beach.
I was out there one evening, we'd go for a drive. We went into Birchall and I went for a stroll down the beach. And it was cloudy and a crack came in the clouds. A big crack came in the clouds and everything turned red. And it was fantastic. Beautiful. And actually that's more of a series of photographs, a slideshow. But it kept changing. A little slit and there was a big ball and there was blue skies and blue clouds and black clouds. Everything you could think of.
Well, if people want to see Westport at its best and surrounding areas, I think this particular scene captures it all, the sunset on Birchall Beach.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Well, what a spectacular scene, and you can understand now the beauty of Westport and Clew Bay. We're almost come to the close show. Two things. Number one, the amount of material you have, it's worldwide, it's available worldwide, and in fact it has brought people to Westport, some of the events and places and people you've covered over the years. 3
people have told me came to live here because of what they saw. And a lot of people said they come in to have a look at the place because they've seen them, you know. So I'm a little mini board Fáilte.
Now, to finish up, I suppose the best way would be, as the 250 celebrations come to almost an end here in Westport, it's been a tremendous year for the town, and you've captured a lot of events throughout the year for the centenary. The one we're going to finish with now was the parade.
The special parade.
Yes.
For that.
When,
for the event.
tell me more about that.
That was about the middle of summer, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, about the middle of summer. And it was a lovely day, the day which is of utmost importance in Ireland because it can be dodgy at times. And people dressed up, all kinds of things. It was a great day. And it is, I think it's finished, virtually finished now. I don't think any events, but they had a lot of events. They had a street party where they put tables down the length of Bridge Street. They had 2 fireworks display, an air show, concerts. There's probably 15 or 20 events.
And unfortunately, we cannot feature
Cannot do them all.
because time doesn't allow. But people can go into your website, can't they, and have a look at all these.
Well, it's on YouTube.
clips.
It's all on YouTube,
Yeah.
and on Facebook.
So, but all the material is there they can watch.
All
at their
it's all there for
leisure.
free. Well, actually, some of it is private. Some are a bit sensitive and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
there's like 3,500, 4,000 of them are. And some haven't got around to finishing off, actually. You know.
So what's going to be the next stage now for Dr. Ollie Whyte now in the photography and filming?
Well, I
Hollywood beckons.
don't know about that. Westport beckons. But I'm going to retire now in the next 2 or 3 years, and we'll take from there. I'd probably have more time to do more of this stuff because I'm always doing this out of hours. I reckon I've spent 2 years, over 2 years in time. If you worked an 8-hour day for the amount of time I put into it, I think it's 2 years and 3 months, full time if I was at it. Between video and uploading and editing and putting music to them and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I suppose a nice compliment to finish the show would be, in years to come, people will be looking back at Dr. Oliver Whyte's collection of archive material from the town of Westport, and they'll want to see it for historical reasons and all sorts of reasons. So I think that's a nice compliment to pay to
I
you.
hope I'm looking down from above.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much for joining us.
And thanks for coming.
Lovely
Yeah, enjoy this.
Enjoy the company. And we're going to leave you now with a clip from the 250 anniversary celebrations in Westport. So until next week, slán go fóill.